Back here in the Queens Grapevine, of course, we happen to be at the Schomburg Research Center right in Harlem, New York, and talking about this great exhibit that is really in reality is a vision and a renaissance that's taking place. Those of you that are watching this program, I'm making a personal challenge to you to come on down to take a look at this exhibit. It's an exhibition of 23 photographers, but the caption and things that are here will blow your mind, and you should take the opportunity to come on down so you can see what's taking place in Harlem, the memory and the vision that is captured here, right down here in Harlem. We are pleased and thrilled to have our next guest, who happened also to be a photographer, and her work is displayed right here on the wall. She has some wonderful pictures that you will see. I'm talking about is the UCD off. Welcome to our program.
Thank you.
Well, we had the opportunity before you came to look at some of your work, and we found it to be extremely nice, pretty.
Thank you.
What goes on into your imagination when you are capturing these pictures? Are you go out specifically looking for something, or as the moment arrives, your imagination takes over?
Well, I get the chance to cover many events in the African community and African American community because of what I do on this side, because I also have a publication. So I think that I look at people in a different way, and what I pretty much want to do is to show another image of Africa and Africans. I would say people of African descent in general, because most of the time when you see the images that are out there of us, I'm not saying that it's not reality, but I feel like there is a tendency to focus more on the negative side, and pretty
Hollywood
much,
is big on that.
yeah, and pretty much what I'm trying to do is to show another aspect, another image,
Another side of the fence.
yeah, another side, and you know, when you look at those pictures, you will see a baby naming ceremony, you know,
Yes.
at the Harlem Islamic Center. It's also capturing the tradition, the culture mixed with religion, because sometimes I feel like, you know, there is not a clear separation between culture and, you know, religion. At some point,
They're intertwined somewhere.
yeah.
There. They are.
So it's also showing African runners in Harlem, in the streets of Harlem during the New York Marathon. It's showing African fashion, you know, showing all those beautiful colors, you know, the beauty of an African woman. It's also showing the struggle, women at the United Nations trying to protest and, you know, just stand up against what happened 2 years ago in Guinea with the massacre.
Wow.
So it's pretty much trying to show, you know, different sides of Africa and Africans, but pretty much focusing on the positive
And the positive.
side.
Well, obviously your pictures are obviously very gorgeous, very pretty. Is there one particular picture, or one of them that you have in exhibit here that have attracted your attention, that you have said within yourself or in your heart or in your head, wow, that's the one?
I like the other picture with the two runners because I used to run a lot. Now it's getting harder because I'm very busy and sometimes a little lazy because it's harder to get up in the morning when it's cold or it's raining and, you know, go to run. But when you look at Gabriel and he has his eyes closed and you see that, you know, he's struggling, you know, because it's hard. They've been running for a while, but he's not giving up, you know. He's
continuing.
Yeah, he keeps on going, and I think that's just wonderful because it shows again
Determination.
Yeah, the determination of Black people. You know.
Well, you know, I couldn't agree with you more. First of all, I want to make one thing clear. The beauty of the black woman and the strength of the black woman means a lot to me. I always felt, and I continue to feel this way, woman is the mother of civilization. Without a woman, neither I or you would have been here. And to me, a total respect and full respect to the black woman. Your pictures then capture a lot. It says a lot. What is your expectation from this exhibition?
Well, I want people to come and, as I said earlier, to see another side of black people. And I want also people to remember those pictures. And I truly believe that we always complain about the bad images that we see out there. But if we don't step up and put the images that we want people to see, nobody will do it for us. So at the same time, I think that this is also, you know, our legacy, because people can look at those pictures in a, you know, few years later and say, this is how, you know, African immigrants were living in Harlem a few years ago. This is how African American, you know, were living in Harlem a few years ago. So I think that image is powerful.
Well, it carries a long way because, like I said, it's like a love affair with a lens sometimes. The lens captures a lot of things, and if you can sit back and look at it, you can, in your imagination, put yourself back into that picture to assemble the entire situation. Also, one of the things that we feel very happy about is the relationship with Black American and African American has really progressed. So those type of things mean a lot to us. And as I always said, it both stopped almost everywhere. So I embody and I embrace the African brothers and sisters because they mean a lot to us. There's no question about that. You know.
You know, it's clear that I know that when, you know, the Africans started coming in the U.S. during the 80s, it was kind of hard to live along, you know, our brothers and sisters who are
and your traditions.
Yeah, African American, and we learn to live with each other, and I think that it's also important to learn how to reconnect, because we've been separated for so long, and some people make us believe that we should not be together or we should hate each other. I think that this type of event brings African American and Africans together because they can come here and at the end of the day see that, you know, there is no difference between us, because when people look at us, the first thing that they see is we are black. You know, it really doesn't matter if you come from the Caribbean or if you're here, if you're from here or you're from Africa, you know. So I think that the struggles are the same. It's the reason why I think it's, you know, it's very important to learn to know more each other and, you know, try to reconnect to be stronger.
And those powerful words, I want to say to you, I couldn't agree with you more. I think one of the first brothers that ever talked about the system was Malcolm X. And a lot of people thought he was crazy, they didn't understand. But if you get caught up into the system, you get caught up into the situation that happened, and she talked about the separation, how people think that we should not live together and we didn't get along. It's good to know that today, in this new millennium, there's a better brotherhood, there's more of a love and understanding with the other brothers that come from abroad, whether from Africa, the Caribbean, or from wherever they come. We're all people. We are all people, and the boats stop almost everywhere, and we should remember that. It is important to extend an arm to someone else, because the brother that was born here, when his ancestors came from the South, someone had to extend their arm to them, and the church did that. So we as Black Americans should extend an arm to our African brothers and sisters when they come. Well, I want to thank you for this opportunity, and you know, we made a challenge again to everyone who's watching this program to have an opportunity to come down and watch this exhibition. You know, we're going to take this opportunity to talk to two other brothers about photographers that they also have in the world. We'll be right back on The Grapevine.